Okay, so today tutorial how to rotate camera in a 5-point perspective. So we'll show how will look perspective grid in this case. Okay, so thanks. So what is 5-point perspective? 5-point perspective, it's about drawing this like front half of a sphere of our field of view. So if our field of vision it's include like more than 180, so let's say like if from top view is like field of vision, right? So actually we can see more than 180, we can see about this, but it's like peripheral vision. In front of us this 60 angle cone of vision, it's our main cone of vision, like where we can see with like clarity, kind of we have focus. So we can imagine space around us as a 360 sphere, so it's like full sphere around us, and within this sphere we have this kind of points, like a top points, like one point is right above us is zenith, point right below us is a nadir, there also point behind, point in front, point in the left and in the right. So in the perspective this is vanishing points. So in a 5-point perspective it's points which is on the left and the right, it's x point vanishing points for x-axis, points which is on the top and bottom is y vanishing points, therefore vertical lines, and points in front and the back, this one, it's z vanishing points, they're like showing depths. So in a linear perspective without curvature, when we draw like 1 point, 2 point, 3-point perspective, it's about small area within this cone of vision where is like we have clear vision, it's not peripheral. But in a curvilinear perspective we start to include this left and right vanishing points, so we kind of start to have this like super wide cone of vision, which is like we have but is peripheral. And there is also like 360 perspective, it's like 6-point perspective, like spherical. I have tutorial about spherical perspective, and there also is kind of called like equal rectangular projection. I will make tutorial about this also later, you can see. So in a 5-point perspective we only deal with this front hemisphere. So, and within this front hemisphere this is 5 points, 2 vertical, 2 horizontal, and 1 for z. Also here is this how looks horizon line. So as you know, horizon line is on eye level, and also here is important moment, it's a line of sight. So here a line of sight is kind of on the same level with the horizon line, on the same direction, So, and imagine, like, let's say, like in a target finder, or like if in a camera there's like a cross in the middle, so this cross showing you like direction of camera is like aiming cross, so center of vision. So this center of vision, when we looking straight, or camera looking straight, parallel to ground, not tilting up, not tilting down, it's parallel to ground, so it's looking directly to horizon line. So we have this kind of case. So he is looking at horizon line, and center of vision is on horizon line. So this situation, if we draw kind of in a two-dimensional form, it will look like this. So here will be horizon line, here will be x vanishing point, x vanishing point. Here will be y vanishing point, y vanishing point, and y-axis. So y-axis, it's this like all parallel vanishing, all parallel vertical lines. They have vanishing points in top and bottom here, and then when they travel kind of their way through this area, they will do this like curve movement. And what is important is we have like two extreme position of y-axis. One position is like when it's going through center, it's kind of cross this z vanishing point. So when it crosses the vanishing point, it's a straight line. Same like with the x axis. When it goes through the vanishing point, it's a straight line. But when y axis, when y lines going through x vanishing point, it's half circle. So it's like perfectly like half circle curve. So we have this two extreme, one straight line through the vanishing point and one half circle line through x vanishing point. And then in between, just kind of like a transition curvature, like from this extreme to this extreme when it's completely flat. So you kind of have this gradient of curvature. Same with x. Same x, when it goes through z, it's straight line. When it goes through y, it's half circle. And then between, you just show this kind of a gradual transition from half circle to straight line. So it's kind of perspective grid for 5-point perspective. So everybody knows this who know 5-point perspective. So, and in this scenario here, when camera look at horizon line without tilt down or up, center of vision is right at the vanishing point here. So this is center of vision. This kind of this target finder, or how it's called. So then, like, let's talk about a rotation of camera. So how to rotate camera up and down. So if we look here, let's see, this will make this axis from top to bottom through him. So we have this line of sight, and we have a vertical line from he's from camera or from observer, kind of, to point in the zenith here above observer. So between these two lines it's a 90-degree angle. So if I draw it from side, it will look like this, right? So it's like line of sight, and this is a vertical line, so it's y-axis or zenith. So this is 90-degree angle here, and I can add here quarter of circle. Hello, Konstantinos. So what we have like here, this will be like a scale for our angles, like a half of protractor. So here will be like where viewer is look at, this line of sight is at 0 angle. So it's no any rotation, no any tilt, it's just straight 0 kind of on a horizon line. Right above him, right above observer, it's a 90 angle. So if like I turn my head up, it will be like 90 angle turn, or like if you move camera up. So between will be 45 angle, and then etc. Like in between here is 22.5, and between here is 67.5. So now we can so I can show it here. So we can kind of define degree, like define angle on which camera is tilted. So this will be like angle of a line of vision, line of sight, so direction of camera kind of vertically. So, and then interesting, like how to use this to build perspective grid. So, and how perspective grid will change when you draw different angle. So, yeah. So if normal, like a standard perspective grid for 5 vanishing point perspective, it's like I show already. It's a standard perspective grid is only when it's 0 angle. There's no tilt. So it's like this. Y here, vanishing point. Y here, vanishing point. X here, and Z here. And let's say, so here I have Z in the center, and here I have Y above and Y below. But I want to move camera on a 45 angle higher. So if I divide this in half, so like here, you see this equal kind of distance. So here will be 45 angle. So with this 45 angle, if I do line like this, and from this X vanishing points I move them up here. So this is like now a new level for X vanishing points. I don't consider old position now. And Y and Z, they remain on the same place. So now I can feel this Y grid and and start to draw. So, and now what we see, horizon line is going through X and Z, so it's go like this, and you can even continue it. So with a change, when we change angle of center of view, center of vision, change curvature of horizon line. So, and also you can see this angle as a relationship between, like ratio between Y and Z vanishing points. So let's see again here. So like I showed before, this line of sight, this where our viewer look like this, right? So if you look up, here will be y-axis. So for viewer, this is two vanishing points. This like sides represent vanishing points. This is Z vanishing point, and this is Y vanishing point here. So when we find in different angles, it's a ratio between this Y and Z vanishing point. Hello, Longley. So when it's 45 angle, it's kind of ratio is like in half, right? So it's kind of like 2 and 2 ratio. Like I show in tutorial, like how to rotate in perspective. There I talk like a lot about this. So when it's like 66 and half, then ratio is like 1 and 2, 1 and 3 ratio. So we see we have this kind of ratio, 1 and 3. Also, if I subdivide it on 3 parts, so here let's say will be 30 angle. So 30 angle is like 1 1 and 2, yeah, okay, 30 is ratio 1 and 2, so it's like 1 part and 2 parts here. So I will show it now here, so it will be more visible. So this 45, let's do like here like 22, 5. So I move X points on a H of 22.5, but Z and Y remain on the same position. So now horizon line like this here, and center of vision here, and we can see ratio for 22 and 5 is like 3 and 1, so we have like 1, 2, 3 here and 1 here, this kind of ratio. So it's kind of very easy to calculate. Then we look for maybe like 30. So I subdivide on 3 parts. Here will be 30 degree, and I move X vanishing points to this level, and Z remain here, Y remain here. And let's do it like opposite. So here will be 45 looking downward. So yeah, and also with this X vanishing points, it's kind of more correct will be move them like this. But this distance between kind of center of vision and vanishing points, X vanishing points, it's not so critical because you can kind of play around with it. And this technique is for freehand perspective drawing, so it's actually not so much important here. And you will see later, I will show some examples. So Z still here, Y and Y here. So yeah, so horizontal line like this. So from here let's select 22 down. Here I will leave it. So see Y, Y, X, X. So here, critical moment here, it's about this ratio. So ratio and position of X points. So we have this kind of cross, right? So in the center is camera center, like direction. On this side is X, and here is Y. Y and Z. So this Z and this Y. So horizon line is always X and Z. And the angle, it's about this ratio. So having like a simple system for angles is kind of just help to have control over angles, so you can like more clearly know like what is actual angle of camera, like how on which angle camera is tilted below horizon line or above horizon line. So, and even sometimes like this one, if it's not clear, like I'm not certain, right, like where is this, so I can say like it's kind of 1/3. So 1/3 is like 30 angle, so camera angle is like 30 below horizon line. And just sometimes it might be useful for you, just some extra information. So then we can build perspective grid. So many pencils. So like I told before, you can just draw this extra lines for Y, and when we start to get curvilinear, like curved horizon line, z-axis start to curve too, because before z-axis was just straight line, right? Because horizon line is flat, it's not curved. So z-axis, it's straight. But when horizon lines start to curve, the axis start to curve. And how it's curved here is a simple logic, which is like important to follow sequence to build this curvature with the z-axis. So z-axis like will have this when it's connect with the y vanishing points. This z-axis is just straight line. So, and here you see horizon line, it's also z-axis. It's z-axis going through x vanishing points. So we have this kind of two extremes, like I was telling you about straight and half circle. Here it's a straight and curve. So you can put these transition lines between this curved line and this straight line. So it can be as many as you need. I can show you like more detailed here or more detailed here. So you just important is to consider like these extremes. So straight here, curve here, and I draw in between, in between, in between. So this kind of like this z-grid for ground plane, and here like this curve, this straight, I draw in between as many as I need. It can be 1 or 2 or 20 lines, up to you. I can draw like this. So this is a z-grid for sky plane, like above ground. So you see, with this approach you can draw perspective grid freehand and very quick. It's very convenient technique kind of to build this grid. So same applied to all those grids. So same with horizon line tilt this way, because you see it's also z line, the axis goes this way, and it's a z-axis going to vanishing point, y vanishing point here. So now we have this curve and this straight, and draw in between. This straight, this curve, draw in between. Same here, like we have this straight, like connect y vanishing point, this curve, and draw transition in between. So you see, this way you will have this proper curvature. Don't make straight line here, it will be mistake. It's important to straight only here. So here it will be transition from this straight to this curve, not straight like this. So it will be like this. You see, it go like this, not straight. So same here. So you kind of like need to practice and repeat couple times this sequence. It's important to kind of exactly follow this sequence, like kind of train your brain. It's like anchor points for your brain, for your attention. Say, okay, curve here, straight here, in between. Curve here, straight here, in between. Same, so here, in between. This, in between. It's kind of technique for drawing any kind of perspective grids. Same here, what we can say, this straight, this curve, then I draw in between, this straight, this curve, then I draw in between. And etc. Same straight curve in between, straight curve in between. So what will happen with the x-axis in this perspective? So in standard, like where we don't have curved horizon line, x-axis is exactly like y-axis but perpendicular, right? So it's just this curvature again until it became half circle. Here x, it's also aligned with this z line, so it's x and z axis here, kind of they're together making horizon line, but also x will have this straight line going through camera center line. Yes, it's 180 field of view. It's like I tell in the beginning of video, is this front hemisphere, front hull of sphere. This is a 5-point perspective. It's a 180 field of view, and it's 180 horizontally, and it's also 180 vertically, so we can see above and below, like we can see on the left and the right. So x-axis, it's a horizon line. It's this line going through x points and z vanishing point. This line is going through x points and z vanishing points. It's also z-axis or x-axis. And also x-axis, it's a straight line going through center of vision. So it's a straight line going through center of vision from point from one x to another x. So you see here this straight line. So this straight line. So, and here again it's important, like use this logic I showed you before to build transition. So you look at and say, okay, here we have straight line, here we have curved line. Now you can draw in between as many as you want. Just this idea here, how to use perspective grids. Perspective grids, they show you points from, like points, you know, from which point to which point a line will go, and it show you like degree like of curvature. It was this curvilinear perspective, so it show you like direction of curvature. So it's like from which point to which point with which kind of curvature it will go. So here it go like this, and you see we have straight line and we have this curved line. So now I need to in between. So here we have curved line here and straight line here. So here we still have kind of this point going through y-axis. So we can continue this direction here, but then it will be kind of more and more just kind of unhinged curvature. So just keep expanding until it will be continue this kind of horizon line curve, and then it will continue go here. So let's say again here it will have curve line connected with y vanishing point, then some in between, as many as you want. And then it's kind of transition from this to this, and again you can like draw just indication. You can just make this indication, say okay, there is this kind of curvature, so without drawing many lines, because then when you need, you can add lines. Yeah, you can add lines, and you can, if you want, if there will be like space in the paper, you can connect kind of. So let's show you here again. So we have z vanishing point, we have y vanishing points. So here like we make curvature which just goes through y vanishing point. Here we will make curvature go through y vanishing point, and then we have straight line, curve line in between. Straight line, curve line is horizon line already. If you want, can be some in between, and between curvature of horizon line and curvature of this line. And then it's kind of, you can continue like horizon line, and you can draw this transition here. So for freehand drawing of perspective grid, here important to follow this direction, follow this logic. So same let's do here. So have y, this go here is like following this circle. Then you can make as many subdivision as you want or as you need. Then here we have straight line, horizon line. If I want, can draw curvature in between, and then this y-axis and in between. And then if I need, it can be this, or if I don't have paper here, like I don't have paper now, I can just kind of make this. So maybe I draw it here, so it will be more clear. And this kind of start to be a little more than 5-point perspective. It will be like something getting to 6-point perspective. Later we'll also show how it works in the actual drawings. So this 5-point perspective. And let's see, I will just show you y and x axis. So this y axis, it's straight and half circle, straight and half circle, right? So it go like this, but when it go outside of circle, it will be like this, some kind of magnetic field kind of, right? Or you can do it like this. And same with X. So X make straight and circle line, straight and circle line. But then, so like this inside, but then when it's go outside, it will be like this. So if you have space, you can keep connecting it. If it's not enough space, you just draw this kind of. So in here, this line will continue, and this will be transition here. Так. So well, let's go through. So let's make some drawings. So let's do this in simple. So let's say again, if I have this 5-point perspective, and here will be like 22 and 5 camera look below horizon line. So here will be my X vanishing points. Here is Z, here is Y and Y. So horizon line. So here you see again this X axis, this X axis, and also this X axis. So I can draw it like this. Same here, this X axis, and this also X axis. So I draw in between. And here this curve, and I draw in between, kind of this curve, this curve, this curve in between. So kind of this. And let's say like my picture, it's like this size, so it's like picture frame. So then I still have space for y-axis. I can draw y-axis. So I will do this magnetic field. So I did these grids in a tutorial about Amao perspective. You can see how Amao uses this kind of perspective in his art. So in this horizon line here, and yeah, and Z, we can show Z. So Z, straight line here, curve line here, in between. So with this freehand approach, you have kind of a lot of flexibility, so you can make it like not super accurate, it still will work. Yeah, I was thinking like long time, I'm experimenting with these grids because I don't see any information about this anywhere, so I decided to make my own tutorial and finally figure out this. So here is, let's say, picture with a grid. So we have ground, we have sky. So let's see. I will just think what I can draw here. So this is Y. This is Z. Just some extreme, something extreme perspective here. I will check Albert Falcon. Так. 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 Hello, Lonely. I don't understand a question. Так. Try and hear some cyberpunk. Weapon. Так. Oh, let's make some music while I draw. So here will be kind of roof. So I just kind of improvising here, playing around. Yeah. Here will be some kind of corridor. Let's go X. So it's kind of another kind of exercise when I just do random perspective grid and improvise and drawing some random stuff just to explore possibility, like what can I do with this perspective grid. So it's kind of intermediate process to make an actual illustration. It feels similar but less serious, you know, not afraid so much about details or accuracy, just kind of playing around, see how it works. So because, you know, you can just draw grids, but you will better learn them if you also apply them to some kind of real drawing. So here will be, so it's, you see, it's super extreme, so it's like even no, it's very exaggerated, so start to look like some caricature. But also nice kind of training, like puzzle for your brain. Let's see here. So maybe here also. So, and with this kind of experiments, improvisations, you practice being more fluent, more relaxed when you need to draw like your actual illustration, like when you draw something more serious. You will already have more experience and will give you like more confidence. So here we have this x to x. It's kind of like this. Can drop some papers on the ground. Yeah, so here I see I should make like smaller proportions here. So this kind of nuances to kind of to consider, and so these nuances you learn during this kind of practice. It's just, you know, on a field, learning on a field. So this way I think you can faster memorize, faster remember, and you also test your knowledge, so you can quicker see, do you really understand, or maybe there is some gap in your understanding. So here will be a rooftop. So here just then I can like flying vehicle here. Have like fire something here. This. Some big ship maybe here. I have on Discord but it's only for patrons or members on my YouTube channel, because I kind of I don't want to have like a big crowd. It's will be too busy. So, but for members or patrons, you can join my Discord, and there I can like watch your art, I can give feedback, maybe like talk in audio or even video. We'll see. So anyway, there I can give you feedback and advices on perspective in your work. If you already member of my channel, I don't know, I will. If you're member of my channel, there's a post for members with a link to Discord. You can, if link no work, you write comment to this post, so I will give new link. Yeah, because I did before Discord like for open, so everybody can join, and I don't understand this kind of attitude. Like, I think because it's a gamers platform, so people just start to trash talk, like writing like anything like off topic, and like I think if you paid member, so you kind of will have more serious kind of approach to it. So there is more for people who want to talk about drawing perspective and stuff. So kind of this here. Let's also like talk because I tell you this about this cross, right? So this cross, in the center of a cross is a camera center, like a camera direction, and how you establish ratio will show like camera angle according to horizon line. So if it will be like equal, then it's 45 angle, right? If it's like one third, then this is like 30 angle. So, and this, let's make 30 again. So here will be z vanishing point, this will be y, and here x and x. So then you make curve line for horizon line. So, and this cross, if you, let's say again, cross kind of camera direction, if you make also, let's say, same ratio, like same ratio, 1/3, but X points, they're more wide, right? So it's same, it will be same camera, like 30% below horizon line, but it's like less distorted, less extreme perspective. So X, Z, and this Y. Well, it's also kind of still extreme perspective, but in a different way. So you kind of just experiment for your own work, like how far you want to place X points to this center. So, and what you already can notice right now, it's this y-axis. You can rotate it, so you can tilt it kind of, right? So it will be like Dutch tilt, like tilt of camera. So if you, and it's also, if you want, you can see it as a precise angles. You can tilt it on a 45 angle, or you can tilt it on a 22 and 5. So let's say I tilt this vertical line, so whole system kind of now will be tilted, and now I can say, okay, I want like camera, like look here, and so I move my X points on this level. So here it's Z point, this is X points, and horizon line. So let's do, yeah, and the Y vanishing points here. So, you know, if it's not comfortable for you, just rotate paper and draw usually. So, so X. And Z. And so picture can be like this here, with a tilted perspective. So can draw again, let's draw it here. Yeah, Discord's like community there is for gamers. I think it's not serious community, but as tool is pretty useful. So there can do audio chats, video chats. So I've been experimenting and can do like YouTube live session with audio from Discord, so many people can talk in Discord while making video on YouTube. Так. So, and let's do same thing but tilting. So here will be this kind of cross, so I think like now it will be here, and I don't make this 5-point perspective circle, it's just not practical, so it's kind of for demonstration. Maybe it's okay to explain because you know it's a circle, 5-point circle, but for actual perspective, no, you need to establish this cross. This give you like this control and like flexibility, which you can control kind of. So here we have this center of vision, then here I say okay, this will be my Z point, and now I see okay, where will be Y according this Z point. So if it's like this, then it's like 22 and 5 below horizon line, and I look where will be my X. So this will be Y, here will be X. So it's just I explain you, it looks like very technical, but you know, like people kind of write in these comments like, oh, it's like maths, like I want to draw pictures, I don't want to make math kind of stuff like mathematics. If this mathematics, then go to buy coffee, it's also mathematics, you know, because you need to calculate how much money you take, you need to calculate how much change you need to take from your money when you buy coffee. Like if you adult and you have a job, it's also mathematics. You need to look how much salary you have from your job, how much you pay for your house, how much you have money for food, and stuff. It's like it's no more your parents to do this job for you. You need to use your brain. So same in drawing, right? Yeah, there is angles, there is points, there is ratios, relationship, and it's just at beginning it looks like over technical. It's like what? Like why so complex? It's at beginning. It's like you study arithmetics in first grade. It's like you're very serious. You need to remember like 2 + 2 = 4. But then it's just part of your life, right? So we're doing it as like your practice, the idea of your practice, goal of your practice. It's to install all this technical knowledge into your brain, so it will be like normal part of your life. Так. And again, because here these points, they're like very close and they all within picture plane, so perspective will be very extreme, like very strong. But let's see what will happen. So I can say okay, usually like Y, like this distance between Y and Z will be equal, so it's like Y will be somewhere here, or I can ignore Y vanishing points and I can just do it like this. So I have Y axis here, and it's also this line, it's a Y axis. Then Y axis go like this to X vanishing point, like this. And I can do it like this, so it's just without second Y vanishing point. It's just going there. So again, it's like I say, it's the benefit of using perspective grids. It's like you don't need to always follow all elements. You need to maintain like proper curvature and like direction of lines, right? And when it's like look realistic enough, then perspective work. It don't need to be correct. It should like break rules to the point when it still look realistic. So when you understand rules, you can feel this edge. You can feel like this limit of structure. So if you cross this edge, if you cross this limit, you will break realism. So then you say like, okay, I don't want to cross this rule. I will kind of follow this rule. I will follow like this rule. But sometimes you see like, say, okay, like if I don't have this vanishing point for y, it still works. It still works, and like there might be some another rule which explain why this work. But at least I show you its kind of level of freedom here. It's just when we do like this, like freehand without, you know, like all this compass and computer science kind of, you can make it freehand, it will work. Same here, x-axis is go straight line here. Also this is x-axis as horizon line, and then this x-axis going through y vanishing point, and then here we doing in between. Now let's do like this. So we have, and now we need z. So again, here is horizon line. We have vertical lines, we have horizontal lines, and now we do z-axis. So z is going straight through y point. Then we have this curvature of horizon, and we draw a couple in between. Curvature horizon, straight line, some lines in between, and here again a straight line kind of like going to y vanishing point. So curvature line here, and kind of this. So here is our z axis. Let's draw some city view, maybe like, okay, some let's make it some like cyberpunk in Jungi. So just doodling around. Perspective is illusion. Well, I don't know, it's like you're getting philosophical here, like currently I don't have brain power to kind of think this direction. But maybe like talking about perspective like illusion doesn't kind of make sense, because for me, like from my point of view, our perception is kind of illusion. So perception is work with the same principle like illusion work, and it's not kind of my opinion, it's kind of, if you read about perception, you will find out like how we experience real world is basically the same way like we are experience our dreams. It's just like our real life, like let's say like real time experience based on real data, like data stream. It's kind of, I have stream of real data right now, and my brain, he kind of dream about this real data. He kind of generating kind of my dream about this real data from outside world. When I sleep, my brain generate dreams based on the data I have in my body. It's like in my body, it's kind of condition of my organs, or it's data in my memory, kind of like what I have in my memory, maybe some events from today or from more old past. So, and they're very interesting kind of observation about this, that mechanism kind of creating dreams from data from your body and memory. It's the same like when you create like vision, like picture of reality, when you have data from real world outside your body. It's exactly same mechanism. So it doesn't mean like a world outside is no real. No, you're deal with real world, but you cannot perceive real world like directly. You always perceive it like as interpretation kind of, and this interpretation is some sort of your own hallucination. And because we have like we're same kind of beings, right? So we have like same anatomy, we have same brains, and we have this like similarity of reality on this level, because like most of kind of in most general part and in most of structure, like our anatomy, we are same, so our world perception is similar. Yeah, but so this kind of what my brain creates based on real world information, it's same illusion like making this right now. Like what is being kind of research kind of about perception, about art, is that like artist, he work consciously with the matter of like dream making matter kind of, you know. So there is like company, like movie company called DreamWorks, right? It's actually a term from Sigmund Freud kind of. It's the DreamWorks, it's this mechanism of creating images which you experience in your dream or you experience in real world. It's same mechanism kind of. So if perspective is illusion, it's illusion in the same sense like your observation of real world. It's also observation of real world. It's maybe in some points kind of it's even more realistic and conscious than your actual life experience. That's why kind of it's That's why it's kind of serious profession, you know, like you need to realize like actual kind of subject and like subject of artist work. It's about defining reality, kind of, we can say, because you know like world around you is more than 80% artificial. Like all you see is architecture, city structure is not natural. Even you go to park, it's all man-made. It's all man-made. Somebody choose to put some trees there, so there is certain kind of algorithms, standards which people is following when they're creating design of a living environment. So these patterns, these concepts, it's kind of code within your culture. So your culture have code for your environment, and people kind of copy kind of this code and build reality around. So this how they behave, how they construct buildings, how they construct roads, how they maintain these buildings and streets. They drop trash or they not drop trash. They make street comfortable or the street is uncomfortable. All this is kind of reflection of culture, of this like programs, codes about kind of defining and creating reality. So as artists, you kind of can create these codes, like make them viral, you know, put them in a generational memory, so people will love these codes and they will recreate these codes. So you are practically generating reality. So if you don't realize this, it's kind of just about you have something to kind of learn. So and same like with the teachers, I was like so surprised as so many teachers not aware about this, but like their work as teacher, but they're not teacher by definition. I don't know, you know, like because when you work with children, like at first place, if you work with children, you are creating future, just literally. It's not kind of exaggeration, it's not some image. You are literally forming future. You are exact this person who involved in the responsibility on you right now very high, super high. Like all these children who kind of been in your class, who like look at you as adult person, all of them influenced by you. So this kind of things, and you make art. If it's just some kind of funny images, okay, there will be like funny images, but you can be as this kind of projector of reality and generator of reality. This is actually what art can do, and we can see how it works. Like you look Hollywood, they're creating reality, like we can see how they're doing it, you know. It's not just exaggeration, and they're totally aware of it. They even call company DreamWorks, which is kind of a link to this psychology theory, was made like in the 19th century by Freud. So oh, cool. Ben Mansfield. Ben Mansfield, right? He say his website have interactive 6-point perspective grid. So can you write link in the chat? I will check it. Yeah, you know, like if you're a doctor, you save few people lives, right? if you're a fireman, you save people's lives. You save not only one life. You also save like family. You save generation, because maybe this person can grow children or can inspire some children and stuff. And you also kind of share kindness and like community spirit, because you're human being help other human being, you know. So people like before, maybe they was also like kind of cynical, like nihilistic, they don't care anything, but they now, when they are being like actors of real good kind of kind act, it's changed them forever, kind of, you know. And they will spread this experience and their thinking. I mean, you just try to imagine these people like first responders, right? These people who run to save people, like when it's extreme danger, they go and help other people. They're not doing it for money, kind of, you know. It's a certain mindset, life perception. Oh, cool. Thank you, Ben. Okay, Ben, I will try to find your website, but maybe you can write link to your website here, so everybody can look. So let's do. Yeah, like I talking about all this because like my mother, she was director of kindergarten, so I know it kind of from her life. Like she been work with like, I don't know, like maybe 3 generation of people, because she started work with children from, you know, like when she was teenager. Like she was in kindergarten, and then she was start to work there, and then she became director. So basically, like in my hometown, she walk in the street and she see like she see her children who she was like kind of, how it's called, bringing up in the kindergarten. She see them already with the grandchildren, you know. So she see like children of her kids from kindergarten and even grandchildren of her. So it's like you are really kind of creating environment. Like it's amazing. It's very interesting. No, it's okay. I just really want to also share this point. Ah, okay. Links now in the chat. Okay, okay. Yeah. Anyway, I will look later. Так. So have here. So and then let's do some more crazy cyberpunk. Okay, here will be road. here can do. So let's do like this. So even here, like I will do tutorial this week about how to draw slanted surfaces and like stairs in perspective, but I already cover a little in tutorial about how to rotate objects in a 5-point perspective. So here I will try to do this like road going up. So same here is going perspective here. Then I can make vanishing point below, so it's road going up. Let's just go in wild here, just play around to see what we can do within this grid. Так. And maybe let's turn it here. Oh, maybe you can do the like road junction, but I want a building here. So it will be like a tunnel here, then it's go like this. Так, do you ever use perspective grids and work on a light box? Yeah, no, right now I don't use a light box, but sometimes I have this like USB light box kind of. It's like plate, very convenient. Just because many years I've been travel artist, so and I don't use rulers and don't draw on computer. I like live very mobile. Took everything in my luggage bag. So I get this habit to draw freehand, and now I just enjoy draw freehand. Even I have Cintiq, I kind of find it's not so satisfying. Much more fun to draw freehand with like traditional materials. Так. So here is y-axis. Maybe you can draw some lamps. So like this funny like future mega city with a light poles kind of on the road. Так. Just kind of funny joke. So here, let it be like this. So I kind of just completely like doing crazy stuff right now, and you can see this way I practice freedom, like and just don't being too stiff. And I kind of surprise myself too, like to see how something interesting appears, because I didn't put too much preparation for it. I just explore, and is also opinion about this, like it's not opinion, it's even kind of scientific research. They kind of study brain and research artists like this, and they find is important quality of creative process is to be relaxed. Because if you're too focused too much, if you're like like kind of push your brain, you cannot be creative. Yeah, it's okay, I think, for training, when you just practice your basic skills, when you read a book, but to make some art, you need to be in a more free state of mind. You need to relax. That's why I also say like so many inventors, like scientists or artists, have a good idea in a shower, or when they walk, or in this like this, like early morning, or like time when you go to sleep. So it's like your brain like don't control anymore, so it start to like being more loose. Так, so here. Maybe I can do some. Ooh. Not so many countries I've been travel. I've been in France, in China, in Hong Kong, and Russia, and we're in Vietnam. So not so many countries, but many cities. So in China I've been like drawing. I've talked about drawing. I've been drawing in 14. I've been drawing 14 cities. I have art book in Amazon with these drawings. So in this like city, like very different. There Beijing, Shanghai, Xi'an. Then yeah, I've been like no, in Taiwan. Now I live in Taiwan, so in Taiwan I draw a lot city. Just go different places and draw. Can also make some other flying cars. Let's say here, something fly. So maybe there, okay, in this my cyberpunk future, you need to have special license to fly in a car. So that's why mostly people driving on the roads, because it's cheaper. And maybe it's like you can fly only if you're a member of Communist Party. So all other peasants, they can only crawl on the ground. So flying only for party members and corporations, CEO and high management, who is also actually relatives of party members, like chairman, wife, and cousins and stuff like that. Welcome to Red City. Так. Some cars here, here and there. Yeah, I was in Vietnam in Saigon and Nha Trang. Nha Trang is a south city. No, I plan to go Vietnam again. I have friends there, so when I will have free money for travel, I will go. This why is also this channel, to make some money for travel. Also, like I plan, no, not plan, I just kind of, I wish go to Japan, so I will also make a lot of drawings in Japan, and I will do live streams, like drawing some stuff in Japan, interiors, exteriors. It must be amazing country to draw. Like Hong Kong is completely blow my mind. It's like most cyberpunk ever, you know. must be robot, but okay, it's line is too thick. Oh, let's make architecture more interesting. Something like this. I love this kind of brutal architecture in a cyberpunk game. I have book like catalog of brutal architecture. It's so cool. Brutalism. So let's say here will be this building, and here like this road will have pillar on a building. So it's kind of, you know, it's again, like people, some viewers ask me like, oh, why so many math, why so many construction, why so many calculation? It's kind of little calculation, but if you follow structure, if you have like solid concrete idea of structure in your head, then you can make balance your process. So you can organize your process in a way that, like right now for me it feels like I have fun, like if I draw, like when in the childhood I've been drawing all this like stick figures, kind of like, whoa, kind of just like, let's say some stick figure fight. Here's like, you know, but now you can draw like three-dimensionally, like, and it feels same kind of just flow state, just having fun. So let's see. So like beginners, they always have this illusion, misconception when they start to learn like basics, fundamentals. They feel this resistance, they feel this like how hard is this and heavy, and they think it will be heavy and hard forever, kind of, right? So they say like, oh, I hate perspective, I hate anatomy, I will just doodle stuff. Yeah, and actually like you will forever kind of struggle on your doodle level, but if you study essentials, you will have same kind of struggle, or actually it will be much easier for you if you know techniques and a system, and you will also have much higher level of skill, so your work will be on a much higher level, because now you can, for your kind of funny drawings, for your like fun process of drawing, you can apply your immense knowledge and skill of anatomy, perspective, shading, coloring, all this stuff. It's not easy to learn all this, it's kind of overwhelming sometimes, and this very slow and take years. It's just you make this decision, do you really need it, do you really want to be artist, and you ready to get through these years and get through like hard work, and then when you decide you're ready, you just do it, and until you get where you want to be, and you will be there for sure. It's just like eminent. Like what you train, this what you will get. We'll go. So I will. When I go to Vietnam, I will definitely like make posts about it, some mention it in a video, so you will, because I don't know like where to message you. Anyway, we'll see there. Так, so here, let's see. So I draw in it as like cyberpunk music keep playing in my head. It's like, and also this funny meme with the cat. You know, maybe you've seen this like cyberpunk music, and in the corner is like a very big head of cat moving, like shaking to the music. Так, something like this. Yeah, and in Japan, I agree, is like we have in Taiwan, because Taiwan was like under Japan occupation for some time, and is a lot of Japanese architecture here, some like golden mines, some factories from this period, and Japanese buildings. This architecture is so amazing, it's just so fantastic. It's really like, you know, it's just fascinating. It's fun to draw, and also you can feel it, like every time you go inside Japanese house, no matter they have like a stone buildings, they have this wooden buildings, and you kind of feel atmosphere. They really like kind of change your experience, because like there is one condition when you outside, and there is totally another condition when you inside this building. It's like alleviate kind of quality of your life. Так, so here. They look like cockroaches, these cars. Yeah, so I have art book in Amazon, um, Russian and France. So this city I've been drawing Russia and France, and there I have some Vietnam views too. And just because I've been there like for a short time, I was like 1 week I think, or 1 or 2 week in Vietnam. So I have only about like 15 maybe drawings, or 10, maybe even 10. I did also murals there, like in my friend's hostel, like in Nechan. Так. So let's do some. Oh, my kind of picture looks like kind of new genre, like happy cyberpunk. It's like, yeah. It's like cyberpunk propaganda. You need to be a robot. Put microchip in your brain. So like if you work for Elon Musk, you can draw some propaganda for cyberpunk. Talk for a robot company to make funny shiny pictures about robot assistants and some like yes, all very interesting, very crazy what happened in the world. I've been like studying some how's it called, literary science, like it's like narrative. Oh, I don't know English, like how it's in English, like narrative science, like about narrative. So, and there can say like interesting two type of narrative right now in the world, and like one narrative is one type is like yeah, like how to say. Okay, like in one type of narrative, we need to return to past, to better like golden age, and in the other type of narrative, we need to improve technology. So narrative about past is kind of talking like technology is kind of part of conspiracy. So in this narrative, like we before, like our ancestors were living in a perfect world, like everything kind of, you can use your common sense, you can like have contact with nature, some kind of idea from Avatar movie, some kind of, you know, when they show this aboriginal native kind of people, like who don't have medicine, don't have science, but they're all very kind, very lovely, they don't do crimes, and they don't make wars, you know, which like super realistic kind of. It's to money mushroom Cameron. So, and the other idea is about in this other image, technology might look like something very good because technology might help us to survive. So in the first image, like in the first type of narrative, we all kind of on the brink of destruction, like kind of apocalyptic times, you know. But these apocalyptic times happen because technology, because all this kind of conspiracy. It might be so many type of conspiracy having different theories, and so technology kind of evil in this type of narrative. So, and we need to kind of be more simple and return to past. So on a second type of narrative, we can be extinct in any moment because meteorite from space. Just, I mean, and it's kind of real. So it's like can be meteorite from space, or can be global with this kind of ice age, or can be like eruption of volcano. So it's so many actually always opportunity for all planet to, no, at least for wipe out humanity with some asteroid or volcano. So, and people who think about this narrative there is that we need to improve our technology much like farther, like so we can protect ourselves from volcano, from meteorites from space. So in any kind of crazy case we will have like technology to survive, because right now we actually don't have much technology to survive in such case. So it's very interesting, like both narrative, they're apocalyptic, both people groups kind of their belief that we can extinct, like we're living like under threat of extinction. But in one type of narrative we can extinct because of technology, and other type of narrative we can extinct because we because their technology is not advanced enough, and we are and we are too slow. We're like changing too slow, like progress, yeah, because progress is too slow. So it's a risk for us because we might not be able to make proper technology in time to survive kind of this. So I don't want to say who is right, who is wrong, but it's just a fact. It's kind of two type of general narrative kind of types in the world right now. It's just I mean, in fact, actually we should to admit that at least, okay, maybe like for me right now, today, it feels like narrative against technology is kind of based on superstitions, because in this narrative it cannot be, no, it's very religious narrative, because in this narrative, if there is like asteroid or volcano, if there is some event which can destroy humanity, then this is the will of God. So it will happen only if we make God angry, or God, if you're Christian or like believe in one God, then it's like because you're a sinner, because people go into much into sin, so they're turned away from God. So God say like, okay, here is a meteorite for you, or like volcano eruption or something like that. So that's why these people talking about back to kind of traditional mindset and to follow this kind of moral culture and stuff, which is like, again, with this part I totally agree. But pro technology kind of mindset, they not even like, yeah, there are scientists, a lot of scientists believe in God, but they choose approach of like take responsibility in their own hands, like for survival, kind of this. So they say like, yeah, God can help you, can guide you, can support you, but if you want to survive, it's your own responsibility. So you better have some means kind of in technology for this. There are actually a lot of more interesting nuances there, but I better make comic book about this than talk on YouTube. Так, something like this. Yeah, you can just look. Yeah, I was like listening lectures about this, like narrative science, and there's some dude, he was talking about this kind of common patterns, common narrative types. So it's really crazy, very interesting. So he says like epic and mythology kind of narrative, they talking about like fighting with the evil. So if in epic narrative evil, it's like a tyrant, some kind of like evil king or evil group of people, something like this. In the myth type of narrative, it's kind of divine force or extraterrestrial force. So we can say this like scientific narrative about danger from space. It's also kind of myth narrative, and in every myth or epic narrative there is risk of end of the kind of world, total destruction, and there is a power which can save humanity from this destruction, and this power calls katechon. So is this like a force which help to resist apocalyptic force. So in the epic narrative, this katechon is kind of like a brave and good people. So kind of some brave hero, some like people on the right side of history, kind of. And I've forgotten a myth what's there, but like if we talk this scientific again narrative, in a scientific narrative we have technology and science kind of as a katechon which resist, like fighting against this danger force, extraterrestrial force. Okay, so this kind of for today example here. So here it's horizon like curves like this because camera look little below horizon, and we have like super big field of view, so it's like even almost 6 point of view perspective. Same here, it's like almost like 6 point here because I go far from X vanishing points here, so I start to have this like spherical fisheye perspective. And here we have also like curved horizon line like this because camera center look below horizon line, and also camera is tilted, so all vertical axis kind of tilted, so that's why we have this kind of little tilted view. So next time we'll do tutorial about how to draw stairs and slanted surface in 5-point perspective. Push like, subscribe, share video. Yeah, if you share, like and stuff, it's really help channel to grow, help me to make money on YouTube, so I can kind of keep being artist and help you with to improve. So, and now some music again. Так, here.